Hi, students. How are you? I hope you had a great day today. Sorry, I'm a little late getting out this video, but we're going to do a short grammar lesson, and we're going to do some constructions that compare two things with as. So one thing compares to another thing. So as much as. So I have here my tea. This is actually my blueberry green tea, so you can see it. And I wish you could smell it. It smells really good. And I think most of you that know me know that I really like tea. But here I have, this is our container for our coffee beans. And every morning we make fresh coffee. This coffee smells delicious. So to be honest, if you asked me, teacher, which do you like better, tea or coffee? I would have to tell you that I like tea as much as I like coffee. I like them just as much. I like tea as much as I like coffee. So that's the type of grammar that we're going to be talking about today. So we're going to be using grammar where we make some comparisons. So let me move myself out of the way. We're going to listen to a short video with everyday grammar about comparisons.
This is Everyday Grammar. I'm Alice Bryant. Staying home too long can get boring. Am I right? But good news for me, I just bought 2 books from my favorite bookstore. I started reading them, and they are equally interesting. This book is as interesting as this book. In English, we can use the word as to make equal comparisons between the qualities of 2 things or people. When we compare the qualities in this way, we use the form as adjective as. For instance, you heard me use the adjective interesting to compare the qualities of the books. Anna, would you give us another example?
Sure. My neighbor's garden is as colorful as mine.
Thanks, Anna. Now, let's learn how we form these sentences. The structure goes like this. Subject plus verb, then as adjective as, then a noun or noun phrase. You will also hear these comparisons used to express inequality. For example, if my books were not equally interesting, I could say, this book is not as interesting as this book. Your turn again, Anna.
Of course. My garden is not as colorful as my neighbor's garden.
But still, you both have lovely gardens. Join us again soon for more on as comparisons. And that's Everyday Grammar.
All right, so I hope you understood that and understood the idea that you can compare 2 things that are the same or 2 things that are not the same. So for example, I can say, I enjoy talking to you on Zoom, but it is not as good as talking to you face to face, and I look forward to that. So let's pull up this worksheet. I'm going to be sending this to you. And you can see that there's a chart at the top with some examples that you'll be able to try in order to prepare for our Zoom calls on Friday. I hope you can make those calls. Let's put myself over here. All right, so up here, you can see this guy, his name is Michael, and it's giving you just some examples. says, I am, you can say, as busy as Michael, or you can say, I am not as busy as Michael. All right. So it said that you can say these things are equal. For example, my tea and my coffee were equal. I like coffee as much as tea. Or in this case, we could say, I am not as busy as Michael. Maybe he's working tonight and he is really busy, and I am not as busy as Michael. So that's how we make those comparisons with adjectives. So busy is an adjective. So they want us on this page to rewrite the sentences, making as comparisons. And we can make inequality, so we can say not as if we want to. So for example, it says, my brother is 20 years old. Patrick is 25 years old. So you can see these are not equal, right? So they made the sentence, my brother isn't or is not as old as Patrick. All right. This one also is going to be an inequality. In means not. So Australia is big, but Canada is bigger, right? So we would say Australia isn't. Here's where we do the as, right? It isn't or is not as big as Canada. All right, let's look at number 3. I'm very tired. Kevin is also very tired. So those two are equal. On this one, we're going to say, I am as tired as Kevin. So that's how we do it when it is an equality, when they are equal. All right, so I'm going to be sending you this for you to try these 8 sentences. All right, and then when we meet together on Friday, there is another page that we will be doing together. I'm going to show it to you. Last week we did some comparatives like big and bigger, but we didn't do any with those as comparisons. So this one, let me make this a little bit bigger. And I'll show you some of them. So you could freeze this or hit pause on your video, and you can try some of these as well. So this is the way they show you these. They just give you some of the words in the sentence. It says, my apartment, large, yours. Now you can make this any way that you want. So they wrote the sentence, my apartment is as large as yours. So that means that they are equal. They are both the same size. My apartment is as large as yours. You could have said, my apartment isn't as large as yours. That would be fine. It would just mean that my apartment is smaller. It's not as large as yours. So on these, you can make the decision yourself on whether it's equal or not, okay? So this one they gave you my car and the word expensive and your car. So the person here wrote, my car isn't as expensive as your car. All right. Here they give you 2 classes that you might take in school. Biology, this is a kind of science, or history. And the word interesting. So how interesting do you think those 2 are? Do you think those are the same? Or do you think biology is the same interesting? Or do you think biology is not as interesting? All right. So on each of these, you can work to make some sentences with these. I will just show you the first 10. You can think about those if you have time and if you want to practice some of those. So it's not much work, just a short grammar lesson this week. This will be our last time to Zoom together for a couple of weeks. We're going to take a short break in August before we meet together in September. And I hope that I'll be able to maybe work out a way to see you in September. So we are praying that that will happen. We don't know for sure. We hope that this coronavirus will calm down and go away. So I pray that you are happy and healthy and staying well and safe. And I look forward to seeing you on Friday. Those times on Friday will be our normal times at 9:30 or 3:30. All right, so whichever time works best for you. I look forward to seeing you then, and I will send you this information. Good night.